How is it going, guys? And welcome back to Katawa Shojou. Now, I realize I think I've fallen into a route. And apparently it's the trap route. So, I'm kind of scared. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if this is a good choice or a bad choice. I don't know if I prefer Emmy to the others. But it's too late to go back now. Full speed ahead. Choo choo, motherfuckers. My alarm's beeping shatters the early morning quiet, and I find myself wondering where to find the motivation to rise. I'm very ill, by the way, just in case. I might end up trying to cough halfway through this. It's going to be very hard not to. I've had a nasty cold and a very bad chest infection. It's really, really hard to find time to record these videos alongside working and all other jazz, but I've done a good job so far, and I've managed to keep daily uploads for 2 weeks, so yeah, if I end up dying halfway through, then I'm dedicated. Class is still quite far off, but I agreed to run with Emmy in the mornings. Really, I'm not that interested in running as a hobby, or even as a possible life-lengthening exercise. However, I feel obligated to follow through on my promise to Emmy yesterday, which is why I find myself throwing on some running shorts and a light t-shirt. Me! Football t-shirt! You used to play soccer! Wear a football t-shirt, fam! What you saying, dickhead? Swear down. The cool morning air caresses my face as the morning sunshine causes the dew on the grass to sparkle, nearly blinding me at first. As I make my way down the track, an ugly thought strikes me. What if this is some kind of joke that Emmy's playing on me? Would that surprise me, really? Hell, I'd probably do it to the new guy too. At the very least, I'm sure Emmy and Rin made a bet on whether or not I'd actually show up. I feel a sense of trepidation as the track comes into view. You're late! It would seem that Emmy is already there. What a relief. Not according to my watch. We both are early, in fact. Damn, you've got me there. Emmy is sitting on the bleachers, decked out in her running gear, waiting somewhat patiently for me. I'm glad you're actually here. I was afraid that this joke was a joke or something. Nah, I'd never make someone get up early for nothing. Plus, Rin owes me my 500 yen now. She didn't think you'd actually show up. I knew it! Nice to know Emmy was on my side at least. Emmy hops off the bleachers and begins stretching out. She's remarkably lithe, almost like a dancer. I'm a dancer! I'm not really. I'm a hobbyist. I set out to stretch as well, but I then realised that I don't exactly remember how to stretch properly. It's been ages since I stretched for anything, if you don't count my one stint at running last week. And even then, I don't think I actually stretched beforehand. The spectre of my long hospital stay rises up again. I can't say I was all that active before the hospital stay though, so maybe I'm just being morose. Emmy giggles as she watches me stretch out. No, Hizao, you've got to hold it for longer than that. I'm trying. It kinda hurts a little. Ha, that's because you're out of shape. You've got to get some flexibility in you, like this. To demonstrate, Emmy reaches down and puts her head through her legs. God bless you, Emmy. I see. Is that the sort of thing I should strive for? Of course, flexibility is important for any runner. You'll be able to go faster the more you stretch out. That makes no sense to me, but Emmy seems to believe it's true. With Emmy's help, I managed to stretch myself out properly. I can't help but notice that when she thinks about how to explain things to me, her mouth scrunches up in concentration. It's adorable. Damn it! Why is it so obvious? What? Not bad, Hizao. Come on, we'd better start running. We'll start off with just a mile, okay? That's 4 laps around the track. Got it? That sounds fine to me. This shouldn't be too hard, right? A hazy memory of running a mile for gym class surfaces in my mind. Yeah, it wasn't that bad. Emmy sets a pretty good pace, and I fall in behind her. Try to keep up, okay, Hizao? Roger. We ran the first curve without incident, though I can already feel my heart rate increasing slightly. By the second curve, I've started to breathe through my mouth. Emmy doesn't even seem to be breaking a sweat. As if to punctuate her superiority, she turns around and starts running backwards. Are you doing okay, Hizao? Never better. Oh god, I'm sorry. Literally, it's so hard for me to actually... it's so hard for me to even talk without trying to cough. It's really hard. It's really difficult. Oh, really? Maybe I should speed up then. Oh, no. Wouldn't want you to overexert yourself. My heavy panting and wheezing makes the statement less convincing than I had hoped. Emmy simply smiles and turns around again.
You're the boss, Hizal. We'll stay at this pace.
I get the feeling that I'm being mocked. If I weren't in such terrible shape, I'd probably feel offended. By the third lap, my breath is coming in ragged gasps. I'm also awash in my own sweat. Gross. We round the curve to start our fourth lap, and Emmy looks back at me with a grin.
Here we go.
She takes off at blinding speed while I stubbornly stick to my slower pace. By the time I get to the first turn, she's already rounding the second. As I struggle across the back stretch, Emmy continues running and catches up to me.
Come on, Hizal, you can do it.
I answer her, but I'm too focused on getting air into my lungs and ignoring the burning in my leg muscles. Part of me wants to say something like, maybe you can, but I'm about to die here. But then again, I doubt I can actually form words right now. Emmy keeps pace with me as I round the second turn and cross the finish line. Her sprint seems to have gotten her sweating. It's actually caused her shirt to turn slightly translucent. It seems she wears a black sports bra. You perverts! What me? I feel a vague stab of guilt for being the sort of guy who stares at a girl's chest, and my legs and chest are burning so badly that I can't bring myself to care that much.
Not bad for a first effort, Hizal.
Kind of you to say so. Emmy seems to be, if not out of breath, at least breathing a little more heavily than she was before we started running. It must have been the sprints that did it.
Hey, I've got a few sprints in. You should walk around the track to cool down. Then we can stretch out and we'll be all done, okay?
Sounds great. My legs are on fire and my breathing is still heavy, but surprisingly, my heart seems to be taking the strain well. Another triumph of medical science, I suppose. Excuse me.
You should put your hands behind your head. It makes it easier to catch your breath.
Surprisingly, she's right. I begin to stroll around the track, happy to feel my breath coming back to me. There's a blur as Emmy sprints by me. Watching her run is absolutely fascinating. It's not just because she's on prosthetics, though that is interesting. The really interesting thing is the way her face changes. I can only catch a glimpse of it as she runs by, but her eyes seem to come alive with a fierce sort of joy. It's as if there's nothing else in the world but her and the track. By the time I've gotten to the final stretch, Emmy seems to have finished her sprinting. She's breathing heavily now, but she's wearing a satisfied grin on her face. She waves to me cheerily as I near her.
Feeling better, right?
Actually, yeah.
Do you want to take another lap around with me? I've got to cool down too, you know.
Part of me would rather sit down and not move, but something tells me that would be a bad idea. Besides, if I sit down, there may be no getting back up again. Sure, why not? Emmy's got her hands behind her head now as well, which makes her seem very relaxed. The positioning of her arms also pulls her shirt upwards ever so slightly that I can see a small strip of her belly. I do my best to act the gentleman and not look, but the contrast of her skin against her red running shorts is rather arresting.
So how do you feel, Hizal?
Surprisingly good, actually. I'm sore and tired, but surprisingly good. As soon as I say it, I realise that it's true. Sure, part of me wants to lay down and die, but I feel like I've accomplished something. It's almost like a glow throughout my body that persists despite the soreness.
Yeah, that's the runner's high.
Runner's high? Now, I can appreciate that. I did a lot of running, and I still do, because as a performing artist, I have to stay in as much shape as possible. I have to do running, I have to do some kind of exercise, and the feeling you get after pushing yourself to the limit and coming off that treadmill or stepping away from the track is insane. If you guys don't do any running, I thoroughly encourage it. Make sure you do, like, if you are going to start running, make sure you do enough that you're comfortable with at first, but not so much that you die. Like, push yourself, but not too much. Like, it's such an amazing feeling. Legitimately, runner's high it's like a natural form of drug. It's so good. But for me, I struggle because I'm thin, and I always end up being way too slim if I do that. And I'm like in the opposite position of everyone else. A lot of other people run to lose weight. I run to keep myself in shape, but I end up losing weight at the same time, which means I have to eat more, and it's just it's a never-ending cycle. So I think I'm stuck at the height and size I am right now. So yeah. Runner's high, it's awesome.
Yeah, it has something to do with adrenaline?
Emmy thinks for a moment as we walk, trying to remember. Then she shrugs and grins at me.
I don't actually remember. It's a good feeling though, isn't it? Better than sex, right?
That was a bit out of the blue. Okay, it's good, all the kids are out the room, let's go. I open my mouth to respond shortly before processing what she's just said. ... Emmy watches my face for a few moments before bursting into laughter.
Sorry, I couldn't resist. You're just too easy.
Why did I agree to run with you again? Emmy just laughs harder. She takes a hold of my forearm and tilts it, allowing her to get a better view of my watch. Her face changes the moment she sees the time.
Oh no, we'd better get a move on, his Al. Class is in an hour and I need to shower.
I should probably do that as well.
I need to see the nurse too. Maybe he'll write me a note for being late.
Why do you need to see the nurse? I am really struggling. Hang on a second. I don't like being ill. Emmy points to her prosthetics, as if that would explain everything.
It's important to check for irritation. You know, from sweat or friction or anything. Normally, I only go after practice, but if we're going to be doing these morning runs, then I guess I'll see him twice a day.
Wait, so Emmy has only started doing these runs since I showed up? If it's more convenient for you to run with me at a later time...
Don't be silly. I've been meaning to start running in the morning for a while now, but if I didn't have a partner to run with, I'd be less likely to keep up a routine. It's always harder to blow off a commitment if you're going to let someone else down, you know? So you'll be my running partner for the mornings. We both need the exercise, so it all works out, don't you think?
Yeah, perfect. Did it have to be me, though? Well, I guess I can't complain too much. Emmy's pretty fun to hang out with. She's right. I do need the exercise. Doctor's orders, even. Emmy waves a quick goodbye to me.
Right, I'm off. Go have lunch with us, okay?
What?
Lunch, you know, the meal in the middle of the day. Come have it with us.
Where?
The rooftop. Rin likes it up there.
When?
Lunchtime. When else? That was a silly question.
You ask a silly question, you get a silly answer. Damn it, his owl. Stop being a silly bugger. Yeah, but I sort of felt the need to ask for all three, you know, just for completeness' sake. Emmy laughs and grins. I don't think I've ever seen a girl smile so much before.
Not bad, his owl. See ya!
With that, she takes off like a shot for the school building. I guess she's going to see the nurse first. I hurry back to my room and hop in the shower, only to find that the water takes a while to heat up. The shock of the cold water nearly kills me. Kenji, I swear to God, if you come out that door, I am going to freak out. No, Kenji, I swear to God, stay back. I don't want you near me. I managed to warm the water a bit and spend some quality time feeling my muscles loosen. My heart, surprisingly, feels the least bothered by the run. I suppose that's a good thing, even if it does make me feel like a bit of a wuss. I mean, at least I'd have an excuse beyond I am out of shape if my heart were bothering me. Guess I'll have to keep this running thing up, otherwise I'm sure Emmy won't let me hear the end of it. It's only after I get out and dry myself that I realise I've only 10 minutes left to put my clothes on and get to class. Crap. ... The hands on the clock finally set me free from the tedium of yet another fun-filled class. Getting up from my seat proves to be more of a problem than I anticipated. My legs are killing me from the morning's run. Maybe doing these with Emmy isn't such a hot idea after all. Still, the run's given me a hell of an appetite. I'm halfway down the hallway to the cafeteria when I remember that I've got my lunch with me. My parents saw fit to provide me with some pre-packaged stuff when I moved in, and that's a good thing too. The hallway is packed with students headed for the cafeteria. Going back is like swimming upstream, but I've got an appointment to keep on the rooftop. It takes me a moment to find the staircase leading up to the rooftop, but I'm willing to bet that Emmy and Rin aren't up there by now anyway. In fact, I think I saw Emmy among the bodies in the hallway headed for the cafeteria. I step out onto the door of the roof and take a deep breath. The fresh air blowing against my face and body almost makes my legs hurt less.
Maybe if I'm upside down.
Part of me wants to be surprised that Rin's already up here. What's that going to accomplish?
Things in the clouds.
Couldn't you just look at them right side up? Rin rolls her eyes in something approaching exasperation.
Then I wouldn't get a new perspective.
Is upside down really a new perspective? Aha! That caught her off guard. Rin looks pensive.
You may have a point. Maybe sideways.
As Rin lays down on the bench to look at the sky, I give up. Fortunately, Emmy chooses that moment to burst through the door carrying 2 bags. She nearly takes the door off the hinges.
Sorry it took me so long. There are a ton of people in line.
And she's just not going to say anything about the fact that Rin is just lying on the bench. Just casually... What is... can't deal with these people. They are so... I've got to choose my words very carefully.
You buy Rin's lunch for her? Sometimes, yeah. I'd have Rin buy my lunch for me in return, but I'm not sure how she'd carry it. Plus, I never buy her lunch.
If Rin's offended by Emmy's comment, she doesn't show it. Emmy sniffs.
How ungrateful of you.
I'm not sure whether the two are joking with one another or if I'm witnessing the beginnings of a catfight. The two girls stare at each other for a few tense moments before breaking into smiles.
Hey Emmy, do you think being upside down is a new perspective on things?
Didn't I already have this conversation? Emmy looks thoughtful, apparently giving the question some thought. After a deep and profound pause, she speaks.
I have no idea.
Well, at least she's as lost as I am.
Hey Hizao, are you coming to the track meet, right?
The question comes out of the blue and catches me off guard. I don't know yet.
Honestly, Hizao, after I went through the trouble of letting you run with me in the morning, you won't even show up at my track meet.
Wasn't she the one that asked me to run with her? Actually, she didn't even give me a choice in the matter. Wait, no, I didn't say that. She beams at me as if I just agreed to give her $1 million.
So you will come after all. That's great.
I didn't say that either.
I'll be going too, so I'll make sure he comes, Emmy.
Good idea, Rin.
Maybe we can get some food or something after the meet's over.
I feel like I've just been conned, but not by these two. More like by some outside force pushing me irrevocably toward my destiny. Or maybe I shouldn't read books that feature conspiracy theories so heavily. Otherwise I might wind up sounding like Kenji. Exactly! No! Kenji, I swear to God, the guy... No. I can't deal. Still, I suppose I've got that to show up now. I don't think that I could stand against both of them being disappointed. I'd never hear the end of it. When is it again?
Next week, silly. I told you just a few days ago.
No, you didn't.
I forgot? Well, you won't forget to come though, will you?
Of course I won't. I'll even make a note on the calendar or something. Rin nods sagely. Just like, yes. Arms behind her back, just like, yes. You will be coming to the track meet. What the hell am I doing?
That's probably a good idea. You know, unless time changes its course.
It can do that? Rin gives it a non-committal shrug.
It hasn't yet, but you never know.
This time it's Emmy who gives a shrug.
I suppose it can't be helped if it happens. Not unless you're a time traveler or something.
They've got me, guys! I'm done! They've... You don't think that could actually happen, do you?
I don't think we do. Do we?
Rin shrugs again. That seems to be her default response to everything.
I suppose not, but I reserve the right to change my opinion at a moment's notice.
For Rin, this statement makes a disturbing amount of sense. The fact I realise this now frightens me a bit. I wonder if Emmy gets this feeling all the time. If she does, she's not showing it, though Emmy merely nods.
As expected. What's that supposed to mean?
This time it's Emmy who shrugs. It's like she's using Rin's own weapons against her.
Your response is the sort of thing I'd expect from you after all. That's it. Am I really that predictable?
Emmy's smile seems to border on gloating.
Nah, it's just that your unpredictability is pretty predictable. Well, that's alright then.
What the... What? Right, I'm gonna end this here because I can't take any more of this. I'm ill, my nose is like snotty as heck, and I can't breathe. And this game is just... I've came to a realization though. I've came to a realization. Emmy is not best girl, but she's pretty damn close. She's pretty damn close. I will play the game more. I will definitely finish this route out. I don't know if I want to record the other routes, but I will definitely finish this one. So, thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, don't forget to leave a like and all that good stuff. I hope you have a great day and a great life. See you later. For God's sake. It's only been 19 minutes.